All right, let's talk politics now.
Yeah, why not? From Benghazi to Clinton cash. You know, Hillary Clinton on Sunday was asked about the 20% of United States uranium that was transferred to Vladimir Putin. Did she know about it? How could this have happened? Was this incompetence or just was this deceit, particularly when there were donations made to the Clinton Foundation right around the same time, and big ones, in fact.
Right.
Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, I just want to add that, you know, she finally is sitting down talking to people, and she talks to WMUR, and amongst the topics
big station in New Hampshire.
Yeah, the huge station, which she needs because the numbers don't look strong, as Ed knows better than anybody. New Hampshire, as strong as they could be. But what I thought was interesting is that she brings up this. She goes, I cannot tell you how long I've been waiting to talk about this. There's nothing to do with my decisions as Secretary of State and the Clinton Foundation.
Right. And she said, quote, I don't know if we have enough time in this interview to debunk all of the allegations made by people who are wielding the partisan axe, but there's no basis for any of that. There were not government agencies who had to sign off on that deal. I was not personally involved because it was not something the Secretary of State did. Now, as you can imagine, Peter Schweizer, the author of Clinton Cash, believes that was pointed at him when she said that there was a partisan axe that was dealt here. So he's got an op-ed in the New York Post today.
Yeah, and it said this, quote, the transfer of 20% of U.S. uranium, the stuff used to build nuclear weapons, to Vladimir Putin did not rise to the level of Secretary of State Hillary Clinton's time and attention. Beyond being an admission of extreme executive negligence on an issue of utmost national security, Hillary's statement strains credulity to the breaking point, or at least 3 other reasons. And those 3 are this, that 9 of the investors who profited from that uranium deal collectively donated $145 million to the Clinton Foundation. Okay, one of them happened to go globetrotting with her husband and donated $100 million in pledges there. The second point that would bring up in his third is that Clinton said that there were 9 government agencies, okay, so she's correct in saying that, who signed off on the deal. She forgets to mention that her State Department was one of the 9, and it happened to be the only agency whose chief, he states, received $145 million in donations from shareholders in that deal. Well, by the way, it brings you back to point 1. Who ended up donating to Clinton Foundation. And by the way, Bill Clinton received $500,000 for a single speech he delivered in Moscow, and she couldn't answer to that
either. The goal is she's got to muddy the waters, make it so complicated the average person working 2 jobs, coaching in the afternoon, go, I'm not sure what's going on. It looks like the Democrats and Republicans are just fighting again.
Well, this is part of the reason why she hasn't done interviews yet, right? Because then you start digging in, you start asking specific questions about some of these deals. These allegations have been out there for weeks, and they've largely just ducked them. And now she starts coming out with specifics. Peter Schweizer in this op-ed comes back line by line and says, wait a second, here are the facts. So this is going to play out a lot over this.
They say the uranium scandal that, Elizabeth, you just went over, out of everything that they did poll testing with people, that has people the most disturbed.
I mean,
out of everything in Peter Schweizer's book.
Boil it down to this. You either don't know that percent of our uranium is being handed over to Putin and then Russia. Some donations are being made, or you did know and you're deceiving the American people. So neither of those is actually a great narrative moving into a 2016 election for Hillary Clinton. That I think everyone can agree on.
Big story in